Hey guys, it's Tony with Back with Biker Magazine and Wood Tramp Outdoors. I got mission number 91 from Battlbox. Hang tight. Alright guys, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a little bit since we have laid out any type of videos because we were working on some magazine stuff. Got an announcement that's coming up for that. You'll be seeing that also within the next few weeks, I guess. And I got some questions that I need to answer for you, Battlbox questions. I'm just going to try to do it while we're doing this. So let's get into this right away. And I just want to remind everybody about the 4-tier system that Battlbox offers. You can get in at the basic box for $34.99. You can get into the advanced box for $69 or $64.99, and the Pro box for $119.99, and the Pro Plus Knife of the Month for $169.99. And what we have found with all those is that even with the price increase, it's just a small one. The value that you get with Battlbox far outweighs what you'll find anywhere else out there. So with that being said, I want to get into the box because this month, you know, I mean, I'm hoping that everyone has been seeing what we've been seeing is that Battlbox has been true to their word and the gear is much better than it was a year ago. So with that being said, let me get into the basic box. And this month there are 4 items in here. And, you know, I really enjoyed this here, you know, because I tell everybody, if you don't want to jump out and get the $169.99 Pro Plus, then try out the basic box. And this is a great example how this is such a wonderful value. And even though it's just a basic box, there's good stuff in it. So first thing that we're going to show you here is the Peak Refuel Titanium Spork. Okay. A lot of guys like to take sporks out. Sometimes I have, not a lot, but this would be a consideration, especially if you are a lightweight backpacker and weight is an issue to you. That'd be the number one thing. But the number 2 thing is that most lightweight backpackers and you know some survivalists also like to use the freeze-dried meals. And if you've ever used a freeze-dried meal, you know the bag is pretty tall, and if you're using a regular spork, you know they're pretty short, and your hands get all off into your food, or you get the junk on there. You got to pour it. It's just a hassle. This was designed to get down inside of those bags, all the way down to the bottom, without all that nasty mess. Now, being that this is made out of titanium, this is really heavy-duty titanium. And one of the things that we were worried about when we first saw this, you know, that it would not hold up. And I'll be honest with you, the way that they have engineered this and have stamped this stamping the way it is, this convex top portion of this arm creates a bridge that you would really have to. Could I bend this if I really wanted to be stupid? Yeah, I could bend it, but you know, just normal use, you're not going to. This is a very sturdy item, and it's a good ad. Comes in a little pouch here for your spork to go into. They give this a value of $9.95. We're going to call it $10. Now remember, you're only into this for $34.99. That is really a good ad. Second thing is, and I was talking about getting down to those bags. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. All right, see this? I may as well just pull this out so we could all see it together. But you can see how deep this spoon goes compared to this bag. And this is about an average size. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but this is the average size. You're not going to get yourself all dirty with this here. So, second thing in the Battlbox basic box is from Peak Refuel here, and this is the biscuits and sausage gravy. Now, I'll be honest with you here, I am not a freeze-dried guy. Do I eat them? Yes. You know, in a pinch, I will. But not all of them. The reason I don't, number one, is that they're kind of bulky, you know, to be able to take out. But sometimes, you know, if I'm going out for just a couple days or something and I don't want to pack out, you know, food or have to trap or whatever, then I'll take one of these. And this one from Peak, I've probably eaten, probably about 10 of these biscuits and sausage that comes with them, and these are delicious. Peak makes some good meals. There's some out there that I wouldn't give to my dog. Peak makes some great freeze-dried meals. This particular one here with the buttermilk biscuits and the gravy, it's got actual sausage chunks in it. The biscuits are really huge. I'm not going to open it up and show you because I will be taking this out and I'll be eating it. They give this a value of $13.99. We're going to call it $14. It's a great ad, you know, especially if you're one of those that's trying to figure out whether or not you want to get into the freeze-dried thing. This is a good place to start because you'll get hooked if you eat these biscuits and gravy, and it'll drive you to go look at Peak's other foods as well. All right, the third item in the basic box comes from Gear Aid, and it is the fast-acting cooling towel. And I've used similar products like this, some of them homemade. I have a friend that makes, he calls it a neck gaiter. It's not a neck gaiter, but that's what he calls it. But it's kind of in the shape of this. And what he does, here's a trick for you, okay? Now what this is designed to do on hot days, you soak it in cold water, you lay it on your neck here, and it will cool down your body. You can stuff it down into your shirt if you want to. It'll help cool you down very, very quickly. Okay, that's the simple way to do this. But my buddy has a formula of, and it's simple. It's 50% water, 50% alcohol. Not the drinking kind, but, you know, medicinal alcohol. And it has a much better rate of cooling you down, and it stays colder a little bit longer on your neck. Comes in this nice little bag. They give this a value of $17.95. We'll call that $18. And this is small enough. If you're somebody that does a lot of stuff during the summertime out on a hot trail, if you're out scouting or whatever, or you're out foraging, this isn't a bad idea to take around, especially if you're susceptible to the heat. You know, this could keep you not only cool, but in certain conditions, it could keep you alive also. So that's a great ad for this month's box in number 91. Now the last thing in the battle box, which I think, really, I love all this stuff that's in here, but I think this is the premium piece of gear that's in the basic box. And I've had a lot of people ask us, will Battlbox ever put a shovel in a mission? Well, here's your answer, yes. And this happens to be the Humvee, and I don't know if they give this a name or not other than the folding shovel. It just says folding shovel. But having an egress tool out in the bush, you know, if you don't have one and you need a shovel, then you have to bushcraft one. And if you ever try to bushcraft a shovel, it's not a 5-minute venture, okay? Really a time element. I've told everybody that. If you want to be a bushcrafter, you better be patient because it is a time investment. But this is one of those shovels that has so many different options of way that you can open this up. Of course, you know, conventional shovel looks like this. You know, it's really nice for that. But as you can see, it has a lot of different configurations. You know, a lot of times I like to use a shovel that will allow me to dig at different angles, and this guy does exactly that. You can see that. Now, once you screw that down, you can dig trenches with this, do whatever with this. When you look at the handle, by the way, also you can, you know, you saw me, I can do the handle any way that I want. So as far as design, I do like this shovel here. They did a great job with this. Now, when you look at the blade itself, one of the things that you'll find in shovels, especially some of the cheaper shovels that are made cheap, not financially cheap, but made cheap, is they do not have this folded over edge in order for you to be able to use your foot for a little bit of leverage. This has a nice one on there. You're not going to bend this. it's pretty heavy duty here. The steel on this, did it say? Yeah, it's 1050 carbon steel, which, you know, for tools, that is a very good steel for tools. You've got a small edge down here that you see me rub my hands on this. This will dig, but you're going to have to, if you want to be serious, you're going to have to take a stone to this, and you're going to have to sharpen that up. You know, they got the angle right, but it's just it's not sharp enough to do anything. They got looks like a nail puller or something like that. You could pull roots with this groove on the front here, and then on the side you have a serrated edge. But look, me doing this with my hand, and I'm pushing down on it. This wouldn't cut butter the way it is right now. If you're going to use this to saw with, then you're definitely going to have to take a wheel to this, maybe a Dremel or something like that. I won't do that only because of the fact that I'm never out without a saw. It might be a small silky pocket boy, Oregon boy, something like that. But I always have a saw out with me that's dedicated for that. And I've tried to teach everybody that, you know, invest in a small saw, invest in a small axe, and that way you don't have to use your knife as an axe, because 9 out of 10 times that's not going to work. And 9 out of 10 times these serrated edges here that are not really all that. That's just the way I can put it to you. You know, you need a dedicated saw. In a survival situation, you know, that's why I would sharpen this and sharpen this edge here, which we're going to sharpen this anyway. We're going to be taking this out for the Big Buck Challenge. I've already earmarked that this for that particular purpose. But, you know, to put this in a basic box, and they give it a value of $19.99, we'll call it $20. I don't know how they got that price. I don't know how they got locked in for that small of a price is what I'm getting at. But this is a great shovel for $19.99, and Battlbox went to bat for you. And it comes in a small, nice little ballistic nylon bag. You know, I like the size of it. I like to be able to fold this down, and you can put this right in your haversack or your pack, whatever. And it's going to be easy to carry. So that is your basic box right there. And again, you're in this for $34.99. But after we round it all up, what you get is a price of $62. Just a little bit shy of being double your money. But again, I mean, that's a pretty neat ad right there. All right, so now let's look at the advanced box, and you're into this box for $64.99, and this comes from Outdoor Element, and it's called the Phoenix Feather. This is a caping knife. They don't call it the caping knife, but that's what this is designed for, is a caping knife. And one of the things that I want to make mention of here, before I forget this, because I've received I don't know, 2 or 3 emails asking me to give suggestions on a paracord wrap for the caping knife, okay? And this is what I want to tell you. If you are actually going to be doing caping with this, you're going to be processing game out in the field with this, and this is going to be your caping knife. You do not want paracord on there. And the reason is because that paracord is going to soak up all the blood, all the fat, it's going to get sinew in it, and it's going to be funky. And it can cross-contaminate if you're not careful. But at the very least, it's going to get funky on you. You know, if you feel like you need something on this caping knife, then what I would suggest is to dip it in some Flex Seal or something like that. You know, they've got the rugged kind. Or tape off the blade and spray it with a can of bed liner that you can get from AutoZone. I've done that before. Does a great job. But don't put paracord on there if you're going to use it for caping. If you're going to use it as a neck knife, that's a different story. You know, but this is as a nice little knife here. It's made out of D2 steel. It's very rugged. It's got some great features in it here. And I'm just going to go down here. It's full tang D2. It has a screwdriver tip right here, and a 1/4 inch hex drive socket. It says rubber bands that are included in the Phoenix Talon. Yeah, I saw that there. The Kydex sheath is neat, and it's got a belt clip on it if you want to wear it on a belt. And I'm sure that you can actually marry this with the other Phoenix knife that I'm going to show you. But the first thing that you notice about this is the weight on this. It's only 1.4 ounces, so they did a great job there. It's got a 3-inch blade on it. Overall, it's a little bit over 6 inches, or excuse me, 9 inches with the sheath, I think, because that's not 9 inches there. This makes it 9 inches probably, something like that. 9.3 by 530 by 0.80. That's the dimensions of it, you know. They give this a price of $39.95, so we're going to call it $40. And to me, a D2 steel caping knife, that is a good price for that, you know. And it's really rugged, but, you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news on don't using it for, or don't put paracord on it if you're going to be gutting out an animal with it. Again, this advanced box comes in at $64.99. Everything off of the basic box goes into this box, and the value on it is $102, so you're still almost double. This is a great ad, and it's a great price. All right, so we're going to go on to the Pro Box, and the Pro Box had everybody juked here. They've had these out, put them back in the box, and I asked them to leave them out of the box for me, but I'm not going to mess with that because Curran did a great job, 1776 on these. You're into this box for $119.99, and this is the Battlbox Limited Edition Razor Patriot Series Electronic Earmuffs. And full disclosure, I'm not the one that used these, but a couple of our guys had them out, and they were very impressed. They're not professional shooters, but they're, you know, just like most of us, you know, just, you know, amateurs that enjoy firearms. But they gave it a double thumbs up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these over to our field firearms expert, Lyle. Lyle knows everything that you can know about a firearm, and he loves using electronic earmuffs. So I'm going to give them to him, and I am going to have him write something up on these, and we're going to place it in the magazine probably by itself, because my thing is that if you are going to be someone that's going out to the range all the time, you need to have ear protection, because if you don't, you're going to end up losing your hearing. That's all there is to it. It'll diminish quickly because of the rapid percussion that's happening to those eardrums, right? I was in the Marine Corps with several guys that today they're wearing hearing aids because they didn't use any hearing protection. They give this a value of $79.99, and again, we're going, how in the world can you sell something this good, of this quality, great materials, great design, for $80? Well, they did, and it's a Battlebox exclusive. It's pretty cool with the Battlebox logo. You get a couple patches with it. Again, you're into the Pro Box for $119.99. When you add that $80, we're calling it $80, to all the other gear that came before it, you're sitting at a $182 value. You know, it's not double, but it's still a great value. All right, so let's move on, and we're going to go to the Pro Plus box. And we've got a lot of emails about this knife, asking our opinion of this knife, and I tell you, you know, we have seen different types of knives like this that are designed for processing game, and you know, it says here, take your survival and hunting game to the next level with the Phoenix Talon. You know, I think I've made it clear, you know, knives should have a general specific purpose. And if you have something that is specialized, well, get the tool that will work with this. But what they've done is they have put several different features on this knife that makes this something that you might want to consider when you do go out hunting, you know, because, well, first of all, you see that it is shaped, you know, like a good Skinner. And the grips on this, let me see if it tells about the grips. It doesn't say it here, but the blade is made out of D2 steel. We know that. I wish it would have told us what these grips are made out of. It's kind of a hard material there, but it's not going to slip out of your hands, and that's one of the things you want to consider whenever you're buying a knife, a skinning knife. You know, you want to make sure that it's not going to slip out of your hands, because whether you got gloves on or not, you're going to get bloody, and you're going to get fat in there, and it becomes very slick, and that's where things become dangerous. But let me go over it. It says, has Spork technology to help light a stove or start a fire? And it's true. Look at that right there. What we did was we put a piece of cotton and we hit it, and it came right up. We took some of our SFK1 survival fire cakes and put it here, and it lit it very, very well. So that is a great feature. Replaceable gut hook. That to me is pretty cool. You know, the replaceable gut hook right here. I guess you have to get them from this company, but if you've ever tried to sharpen one of these, they can be a pain in the tail, right? You've got to use a ceramic rod or something that's a rod. You know, they do make stones that are round like this, and it would work. But if I could just put 2 or 3 of these in my hunting bag when I'm going deer hunting, I can just change them out. Very, very simple. I'll talk to you about this in just a second here. Inside the handle, and I'm not going to take this apart, but there is a small little pocket, and it's very small. You can store things in there, you know, but not a lot. You might be able to store a very small fishing kit in here, maybe a button compass if you'd want to do that, but you're limited to that, you know. But there is a space in here for that. The Kydex sheath has got a diamond sharpening blade on, or excuse me, sharpening stone on it. We'll just call it sharpening stone. That's diamond plate. That's going to last for a long time. That's another thing that a lot of guys often gripe about, you know, is that they don't have a way to sharpen their hunting knives when they're out, you know, because they didn't take a stone. Well, this is going to be the answer to that. Attachment hardware for modular connectivity with the Phoenix feather. It shows the instructions for that. You got some hardware here to be able to help attach the Phoenix to this particular knife. Rubber bands in here, and there's also a Phillips screwdriver that you can use in conjunction with that. It says dual tip screwdriver bit. I just mentioned that. The weight on it is 8.4 ounces. You know, it's a little heavy, but it's not something that I would say I wouldn't want that knife because of the weight. Just a lot of neat little features in this knife, man. It's got a nice flat pommel on the back. One of the things that you'd have to be careful of is that you don't break that striking wheel, right? Got a good sized lanyard hole here. Nice fit, jimping all throughout the spine, up into the half side of the blade, and then it goes jimping down on this end also. The blade itself is 3.23 inches, very sharp, and the overall length is 8 inches. It's a great little knife, you know, and I would tell you, just like the Talon, and I should have mentioned that when you're handling these knives, especially the Talon, you be careful about how you yank this out of its sheath. You just can't push it with your thumb because it's kind of tight at this point. So you got to grab it down here to where you can't get cut, and then you pull it out. If you cut yourself with this knife, I guarantee you're going to the hospital. It will cut you quick, deep, and wide. So be careful with that. And I would say the same thing here. You can actually pull this out with your thumb. It's not so bad. But that Talon, it could be dangerous. What a great ad, you know. Nice pocket clip, or belt clip rather. They give this a value of $119.95. We felt like that was right on the line right there. So if you add all that together, you're going to get into this box for $169.99. That's how much the Pro Plus box costs. But the value is $302 whenever you add it all up. You know, it's almost double again. So, you know, you always get more bang for your buck, and the quality of gear that we're seeing from Battlebox now tells me, yeah, we want to keep this up. So, you know, I think this is a great box. I truly do. There's a lot of neat stuff in here. Now, one of the other questions that I was asked, I always get asked about Southern Survival, and I don't know, but I don't think that Netflix is going to pick that up again. It's too bad, because it was very entertaining and it was fun to watch, and I know a lot of people that watched it. The other question is I've been getting asked about this Carnivore Club. I have no idea what the Carnivore Club is. I haven't talked to anybody. I don't know who owns the company. Maybe Battlebox does. I have no idea. But if you've got some information on the, you know, if you have an experience with Carnivore Club, put it down in the comments down there and let all the people know. And if by chance we happen to review one of these boxes, which is very doubtful, I'll be honest with you, it's not our wheelhouse. I like to eat meat just like everybody else does, but you know, I doubt that we ever do that. So, man, it's September already, but the great thing is the temperature's dropping. We're able to get out without killing ourselves in the heat. Deer season's coming on. Man, I'm excited about all that. The Big Buck Challenge. We've got a bunch of bows that we're going to be introducing to you. We just we got some pretty cool bows here that we really want you to see. And in the very near future, I got these laying out on this desk here. I hadn't even planned on telling you about these today, but you know, one of our favorite, if not the favorite, tactical knife builder is Grayman Knives. Mike at Grayman is a former operator, and when you see his knives, they say tactical all over them. So we got a couple of these that we're going to be showing you here and putting them out in the field for review. I really like this guy here. Just the looks of it is cool. All right, so last thing I want to tell you is this new Wanlo box that Battlebox designed to introduce kids to the outdoors. You know, not so much always backpacking and cooking outside. You know, maybe that has some of that in here, but it's got it's a monthly outdoor adventure box for kids that blends games, crafts, and activities into educational fun with goals of inspiring a lifelong interest in the indoors. And that's what it takes. You got to spark an interest in the kids. And this particular box, they usually are $49.99, and they're going to give you your introduction. You're going to get 20% off, and there's some pretty neat stuff in there, you know. Yeah. So you want to try it out if you've got kids, you know. And that was the other thing. I was asked about the young lad that we gave all the stuff to and his father. They are enjoying it to the hilt. Matter of fact, they went out on Battlebox and bought some new gear. I think they got the DD 3x3 tarp there. And I know he's got the pocket shot. So, yeah, that's what you do is you introduce them, you know, and some kids are going to go, I'm not interested. Other kids like Elijah, he's embracing it. And it looks like this is going to be a lifetime venture. So, listen, thank you very much for all your support, all your questions. Yes, we're still alive and well here. The September issue or the August issue went out just a couple weeks ago, or right at the end of the month. And you can get out on backwoodsbiker.com. Check that out. Again, thank you for your support. So hit that like and share button and become a subscriber. And when you do, we put you in our monthly database because we give out gear all the time. We just gave out probably 20 satchels of bush butter. So that's it. I'm starting to ramble. So until next time, you guys ride free, you live free, and as always, you be safe out there.